Stop accepting gifts from everybody. Be careful about what you allow yourself to take from others. Just like we don't eat everybody's food, we don't accept gifts from everybody. I'm going to give y'all a story time about a cursed gift and how someone tried to curse me by giving me a gift. So as y'all know, I'm a hairstylist and I'm working at the salon, and there's this manager that comes in and, he's kind of cool with me, buddy, gay guy, Latino guy, whatever. So I found out, he needed a ride home one day. And, I felt kind of bad. So I said, hey, do you need a ride home? He was just standing outside waiting. So I said, hey, do you need a ride home? He was like, yeah, I need a ride. Thank you so much. So he got my car. I took him home. And we got kind of cool. Sometimes I'd take him home. I'd have a glass of wine with him at his house. And then I'd go back home. He was actually married, but they only had one car. And he would just be left to get to work and get home, however he could. Sometimes his husband would pick him up. Sometimes he wouldn't. Well, one thing I noticed is that he drank a whole lot. Nothing wrong with that. I don't judge anybody about whatever you do. You drink, you do drug, whatever. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But he drank a whole lot. And I didn't pay any mind to it. I'm like, whatever, that's what he does. So as time goes on, we begin to get cool. And he just keeps bringing me gifts. So, I'm at work, coming in for the day. He comes in, he brings me, let's say, a pretty mug. So he brings me a mug, he puts it on my desk. I look at it, I say, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the mug. The next day, I come to work, he brings me another gift. This time it's a candle inside a candle jar. So I'm looking like, oh, okay, thank you, that's so sweet. Next week comes, he brings me another gift. This time, the gift is like a beautiful shirt. So I'm like, okay, he's so generous and sweet. Maybe he's thankful because I'm taking him home, giving him a ride home, things like that. So I just say, whatever. This is getting a little out of hand, but whatever. Next week, I come to work. Next day, whatever, I come to work. He brings me a necklace. I'm like, oh, God, this is getting to be too much. Thank you so much. You don't have to keep giving me these gifts. Thank you so much. Next day I come to work, he gives me something else and something else and something else. So one day I was taking him home from work, and we stopped at a bar or something and had a drink. I don't remember. And he was saying, hey, we need to go buy this Botanica. We need to go buy this Botanica. You will love it, because he knows I'm into spirituality. He's not himself, but he's had friends that were into spirituality, so he understands the very basics of spiritual systems and things like that. He didn't practice, I practiced. So he said, you need to go to this Botanica. I always go there. It's so good. It's so great. And I'm thinking, you don't practice anything, do you? And he's like, no, but I just go there and I just talk to this lady and I get different things from her. And I like to go there every once in a while and buy things. So I'm thinking, okay. So I'm telling him, okay, we'll go to the Botanica one day, we'll go. Well, time goes on and we never have a chance to go to the Botanica. But he tells me later, hey, I saw this beautiful statue of Oshun and I really want to give it to you. I said, oh, that's cool. I said, well, what I practice, I don't work with Oshun. I practice voodoo. And in the system that I practice in, I don't work with Oshun. But, thank you for thinking of me, but that's something that I wouldn't bring into my house. And he's like, but why? Oshun is beautiful. She's great. Okay. As an outsider of the practice, he doesn't really understand. I work with Erzuli Freda. When you work with Erzuli Freda, you do not work with Oshun. Now, if there are others watching this video and you guys disagree, please comment and explain. But I know that as working with Erzuli Freda, I do not bring in Oshun to my home. So I tell him, hey, I don't work with Oshun. It's different in what I practice, and no thank you, but I won't be wanting that statue. Now, me personally, I think Oshun is a beautiful spirit. I think she's beautiful. I love the things and her way and all the attributes of Oshun. I've said beautiful things about Oshun, and I know people that work with Oshun. I just don't work with Oshun. That's it. So anyway, he says, okay, I understand, So one day I get to work, and at this point, he's really getting on my nerves. He's embarrassing me Like, I'm coming into work, he keeps bringing me gifts. All the other coworkers are looking at me like, why does he keep bringing you gifts? I can't really explain. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with this dude. So something in my spirit was like, leave him the fuck alone. Don't talk to him. Don't take him home. You know, just kind of push back and tether yourself away from him. Anyway, I get to work and he says, hey, Carla, come here. I got something to tell you. So I go to him. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, I bought you a beautiful statue. I just had to get it. I'm sorry. I just had to get it. I bought you the statue of Oshun. And you know, the woman from the Botanica, I had her pray over it for your prosperity and your blessings in life. Remember, I wanted to give it to you so you could prosper and have abundance and different things in life. Now, I'm not bragging or anything, but I've been prosperous and I've been abundant for a long time. I don't know what he was talking about prosperity and abundance, but I've been blessed for many years to have things that some of my peers don't have. So I don't understand why he thought that I would need prosperity and blessings and that I didn't have it and that I would need it through this statue of Oshun, but that's what he said. So something rose up in me. It's like my spirit rose up in me. It was like, this motherfucker's crazy. And I knew that whatever prayer he said the lady made over it at the Botanica was not for me. So I told him, look, I told you I cannot accept the statue. He told me he paid $300 for it. I said, it doesn't matter what you paid. I cannot accept the statue. I'm sorry. I don't know who that woman is. I don't know what the prayer was that she made over the statue. I don't know her personally. I don't need her to pray over my life for abundance because I've already done that. So I don't need it. Sorry. You know, I don't mean to be, you know, really stern, but stop buying me things. You don't know what I practice. You don't understand what I do. I've already told you previously that I don't want it. I'm not going to accept it. So sorry. I mean, you may have spent $300 on it, but I'm not going to accept it. So I walked out and he was mad. He was like, okay. And he was mad, just pissed. Because I know he spent some money on having that woman pray whatever the fuck he had her pray over that statue. So around the middle of the day, the lady, one of the ladies at work was like, come here for a second. She's like, you know that statue? I'm not going to say the name. He bought for you. He gave it to me. I said, look, baby. And this woman was a Christian, diehard Christian at my job. I said, listen, I know you're not into that spirituality stuff and you're not into it, but take that statue. Don't take that shit into your house. I said, as a matter of fact, take that shit and go throw it in the trash. And she said, okay. I said, you don't know what that woman prayed over that statue. He had a woman so-called blessed and all this stuff. I said, take that statue and throw that shit away because you don't know what's been prayed over it. So she said, okay. So at the end of the day, the lady that he gave the statue to, because I wouldn't take it, said that she got on the phone with her prayer warriors, because I told you she's like a diehard Christian. So she got on the phone with her prayer warriors, and they were praying over the Oshun statue, that whatever prayer had been on it, because I didn't touch the statue, she did. I never touched it, I never felt it, nothing. Whatever was prayed over that statue, that it would not harm her, that it would not harm her family, that's what they were praying. As they were praying over the statue, before she threw it away, she began to get really ill. The lady got really sick. The lady that she was on the phone with praying over the statue got really, really sick. And then all of a sudden, she just threw it in the dumpster on the side of the place where I work. So she threw it away. She was sick all night long. And when I saw her again, she told me about how she got sick, how she was sick, and the lady that was praying with her over the phone was sick all night long. And I told her, and I said, see, I told you to throw that shit, just throw it away. But she was like, you know, like, that statue, I don't know what was in it. We got really sick. We were ill. And that's how I knew what that dude's intention was for giving me that statue. And basically, when I found out that they got really sick, I did some protection work on the guy that was giving me all the gifts. So basically, I took all the gifts that guy had gave me, and, you know, everything that I could find that he had gave me, and I put them together and I did work. I did work on his ass. Basically, the work that I did was to everything that he gave me that he intended for my downfall, every gift that he gave me that had a prayer on it for my downfall, to make me sick, to make me lose my money, because that's exactly what he wanted to do. Every gift that he gave me, I took that and some other items and I did work on his ass. And I said, whatever his intentions were for me, may they happen to him. May he be locked up with the intentions that he had for me. And may he not be able to remove it. And I did a whole bunch of things I can't tell y'all on camera. So after I did that work, he had called me, I think it was like 5 months later. So I went ahead and answered because I want to see what's going on with him. So I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh, I'm in rehab. I said, oh, you're in rehab? Yeah, I've been, I had a problem drinking and doing drugs. And I didn't even know he did drugs. I said, oh. I said, you still with your husband? No, we broke up. So he ended up in rehab. He lost his husband. He lost his house. He lost his job. He lost everything. He got fired, I think it was like a month after he gave me that statue. Because I did the work on his ass to make sure that everything he wanted from me, he got from himself. So that's why I'm telling you guys, be careful. Sometimes a gift can be a curse. A gift is not always a gift. Sometimes a gift is a curse. Food. Don't accept food, drinks, whatever items from people. You don't know exactly what their intent is behind giving you that item. I told y'all before a long time ago on the Santa Muerte video. Don't always accept gifts from everyone. This is just a story time I wanted to tell y'all to keep yourself safe. Trust your discernment. And when you don't feel comfortable with something, don't do it. Don't take it. A lot of times, sometimes I will take things from people and I throw that shit in the trash right away. I don't eat shit from nobody. I don't drink nothing from nobody. And I don't accept anything from anybody. And as a spiritualist, that's how you keep yourself protected. Just using common sense. All right. You guys have a great day.